Welcome back to Brunch N Banter on our Storytime Sunday. We're going to give you guys some really good stories today from Reddit r/confessions. So buckle up and get ready to listen, react, and enjoy.
I'm a horrible human being and I'm not even remorseful. I'm a 19-year-old woman. Only recently did I start to introspect, and boy, where do I even begin? All my life, I've been manipulating people just for the fun of it. My mom, my dad, my friends, everybody. I don't feel emotions like the way others do. I don't even feel happy or get excited when I manipulate people to do my bid. I do it because I can. I think I like the power it gives me. I can read people's emotions really well and I use it to get close to them. My friend once called me sobbing hard, and I immediately went to meet her because my thoughts were only these. She's vulnerable, and if I step up and offer her support, she'll grow attached to me. I realize that's how I see every relationship. All my friends love me. They think I'm the most empathetic person ever and love the insight I give them. Only if they know how much I've manipulated them. Reminds me of when I was in 8th grade and there was a girl I was close friends with. She grew in popularity and I didn't like it, so I began to isolate her, spread rumors about her to her other friends in a very subtle way that they didn't even see through it. I became close to them, and in the meanwhile, I also became the only source of support to my friend. She broke, used to be sad every time because of what I did, and I didn't feel an ounce of remorse. I still don't. My ex-boyfriend, I manipulated him right from the start. I broke up with him because I didn't feel like it anymore. I was SAA for a couple of days because I lost my space where I can't express myself freely, but became very normal after that. But he was destroyed. He still didn't recover from it, and I still don't feel any remorse. I did a lot of things like to the people in my life, and I continued doing so without getting caught. I don't feel bad for anything I did. I don't even know what I am at this point. Edit. I also got reminded of this incident where a relative, a young 20-year-old woman who died tragically, and I felt nothing, absolutely nothing, not even sympathy for her parents. I just can't feel what they feel. I understand it logically, but I never felt, if that makes any sense.
Dang.
That kind of sounded like depression at the end.
Yeah, I kind of did.
Who do they say? Sociopaths mimic human emotions, like they study emotions and will mimic what they think is the right response.
Maybe.
I believe it's sociopaths. Like they literally don't know how to feel an emotion. Like they don't know what emotion really is. Like they don't really know love, or like maybe they know anger, but like their body or their brain just can't handle the concept of emotion.
Yeah. Sounds like they need help.
I picked them because I was like, I don't think because I picked them mostly because I'm a very emotional person. Like,
Me too.
Scorpio to the T. I'm just kidding. But like, I feel like I can empathize with people like very easily, if they start crying, like I get so, like, it can be emotionally draining, like for me, but like I can put myself in their shoes and feel what their emotions are, and I'm just like, right there with them trying to help them through it. So I'm like, I don't know how you can like fake it. How do you fake, sympathizing for people?
Fake it till you make it. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Like, I get that because I feel like I'm also like you said, like very emotional. Where like literally somebody will be talking about how they were crying, and I already feel like I need to cry. Just like thinking of those emotions.
Yeah,
that's my daughter. She sympathy cries.
That's what we're empaths. Is that what it is? Empath?
Yeah, an empath.
Yeah, it's an empath. It's like people who feel other people's emotions, but it can be very tiring. Like you could be like emotionally drained. But then there's times that like I don't cry at all, and then like I feel like I need to cry.
She's like, tell me a sad story so I can cry.
Literally.
You're like, the water's building up. I need to release it.
Maybe there's like that person is just like, I don't know. Maybe there's just no emotion at all.
Yeah.
Like they need talk about it maybe, but I don't even know if that would help. Maybe it would, but I don't know.
Or maybe they don't know how to like express themselves because this person said, oh, I'm assuming it was a girl because she said that
Yeah, I
she
think it was a girl.
kind of manipulated the boyfriend at the
Mhm.
beginning of the
Yeah.
Because she
relationship.
was like
too.
got tired of it or whatever.
Yeah. So it was like a game to her, I assume. Like she just
Yeah.
got tired and she's like, all right, next. And she never like also connected. So there's like an emotional, expressive thing going on there.
Yeah, maybe that's the only thing I can think of too. It's like maybe either she is suppressing her emotions or she, like Nana said, is a sociopath. Maybe. I mean, I'm not going to diagnose anybody, but you know.
Right. Imagine though, a sociopath.
Yeah.
No, I've heard of people who like. I think somebody on TikTok was like, oh, they claim to be a sociopath, but they said like I don't like do anything illegal or anything. I just don't feel emotions, so I just kind of like live my day and have to remember that even though I'm not feeling emotions, other people could be feeling emotions.
Like monotoned.
Kind of.
Maybe.
But then that's weird. Like, how do you build friendships or relationships? Like, how do you
I
go
don't
about
know.
life? Like, are you
You don't
Yeah.
care
at
because you don't have
work?
emotions.
That's true.
I know,
because
but like, you know, how sometimes when you go to like interviews or when people are hiring people, they go off of personality too. And like, would this first person fit in the environment or is it going to throw things off?
Yeah.
Like, are they just not relatable because they don't express themselves or
I'm sure there's a way to cope.
I don't know.
Because I feel like too, like that's why maybe it has nothing to do with her situation, but like why like sociopaths or psychopaths or whichever path it is, why they kill is because maybe killing gives them a sense of emotion.
Maybe.
Maybe she needs to find a hobby. Because like
Maybe.
as she gets older, because I think she said she was like 19 or 18, as she gets older, like it can like catch up to her, like all these.
Mhm.
I mean, it kind of is a lie in a way because she's faking everything. Like it can all catch up to her and come crashing down at some point.
I think she needs to talk to somebody. I mean, I don't think somebody, like, if she really doesn't feel any emotion, I don't think talking to a therapist or anybody is really gonna, like, make her feel emotion, but it might help her, like, cope with the world and show her how to
Understand.
go about being in a world where people do feel emotion, so that way she's more sensitive to it, you know?
Stop manipulating people.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's number one. Stop manipulating people. If this was the am I the asshole because they're manipulating people, then yes, you would be a major asshole.
Yeah, the fact that she just
Yeah.
like would manipulate because she wants to, and then when she gets bored, she's like, "All right, I'm done."
But
Yeah.
like she's also admitting it, like she knows what she's doing. So it's not like a complete
Yeah,
asshole move where they don't think they're in the wrong.
like she
Like she
knows
knows
she
she's in the
is.
Like
wrong. Yeah.
she knows what she's doing. So she's aware of it, but it's just I don't know, is she one of those people that like she needs a project or like
Mhm.
like I don't
Hmm.
know. And then she gets bored and she's like, okay, I'm done with you.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be that. You never know.
You really don't.
I've scammed McDonald's for over 100 free hamburgers. When you sign up for the McDonald's app, you get an offer for a free hamburger or a cheeseburger when you spend at least $1. I learned quickly that you can just log out of that account in the app and create a new one very easily. Since then, I have signed up for over 100 different accounts to get over 100 free hamburgers this way, and I have never even been so much as questioned about it. It's piss easy to do, and I feel absolutely zero remorse for this. Editing to add this because people won't shut the fuck up about this and keep trying to gotcha me. I get coffee from McDonald's most every day on my commute to work, so anytime I wanted a hamburger, I just create a new account and then get it for free along with my coffee. I'm not going out of my way to go there all the time to buy stuff just to get the free burger. I'm getting the coffee anyway, so the free burger is just a nice bonus. And then, like somebody said, they don't properly check the receipt code. I've been getting buy one get one sandwich without doing the surveys for years.
I feel like that's just a life hack
I
now.
know.
Like you can, I mean, he just learned how to beat the system. He or she.
No. Actually, I remember seeing something about this, like similar to this on TikTok. I think Burger King, if you do their free survey, you get a free Whopper. And I think someone has literally been doing that for like weeks on end. Like they've just been taking surveys and getting the free Whopper.
But like, should we really be mad?
No, I mean, like, look, it obviously the system's broken. Obviously, you need to take advantage of whatever you can in this world. Free food is free food.
Especially when it's getting really expensive.
I heard McDonald's value menu is no longer the value menu. I think it's Burger King is now beating their value menu.
No way.
And also their $1 any size drinks is not a thing anymore.
Oh, I did see that, and people were like upset because that's like kind of like what they were known for. Kind of like
Yeah.
Costco, like they're known for like their $1.50 hot dogs. The day they raise that, it's gonna be a World War III.
Yeah.
Like getting rid of the churros was bad enough, but like the hot dogs, $1.50 for a hot dog and a soda.
Not even getting rid of the churros, changing the churro from the original one, getting a weird bready churro, and now taking it away.
I know, because I think that's really the only place we can get churros around here. We accidentally got a cookie one time. So
I didn't even know they had a
let me
cookie."
try it. Yeah, so they replaced the churro with a cookie. It's supposed to be like a big chocolate chip chunk cookie. It wasn't good. It was like, whatever.
No.
Going back to the McDonald's thing, their cybersecurity just needs to be better. I mean, I guess it's wrong, but then again, I mean, I'm sure I've created
But is it
another
really
account,
wrong?
or I'd use like my account and then I'd use like Daniel's account in order to get like a promo or that referral thing.
I've done that too.
I haven't gone as far as 100 accounts.
But I mean, that's like doing different accounts for like a business, and you put different birthdays just so you can get free stuff on your birthday.
And also, there's no way that
It's just beating the system.
Like, they didn't think about the fact that people wouldn't do that.
I guess if you do it like once or twice, it's not a big deal. 100 times maybe is a big deal.
That's a little excessive, but yeah.
That's a lot.
I
like
wonder
this had
if
to
like
be over a couple years, maybe.
I mean, think about it. Okay, the cheeseburger. What is he getting? Hold on, let's see. It's a hamburger and a cheeseburger. Let's find out how much McDonald's charges for their hamburger here in California.
I think it's like $2, maybe $3.
For like just the burger, not the combo. Yeah, maybe, because I feel like
just
a combo
the
would be
burger.
like $8.
Okay, so a standard cheeseburger in the city we're in typically costs about $3.59 according to Uber Eats. Oh, but Uber Eats charges up.
Yeah, they do.
So just say $3. $3. $300.
Damn. I mean, look, I'm not gonna fault the person. I mean, obviously, I'm sure McDonald's has been brought I'm sure this issue has been brought to McDonald's door, and I'm sure they've noticed it by now, and they just haven't done anything about it. Their own fault.
And to his defense, he is buying an iced coffee when he goes.
Yeah, it's not like he's not supporting them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kind of sad I haven't thought about that before, but I don't really also have the energy to create 100 new different accounts.
I'm gonna try doing that this coming up week. I'm gonna see if it lets me.
Do it.
Go get a free burger.
I've stolen lots of chicken from my local grocery store. At some of my grocery stores in my town, they have deli sections with fried chicken. The fried chicken there is far superior to most fast food chicken. And I found out that if I get 2 different types of chicken, i.e. a breast and a wing, I get 2 barcodes on the bag of chicken. So I started getting a wing and 3 thighs, then only scanning the wing in the self-checkout to get 4 pieces of chicken for $1.12. That I've since then stopped, more by virtue of them changing their system and only giving a single barcode now than because of my guilt. All in all, I've easily eaten $70 of free chicken and likely more. And it goes along with Addie's your story, but I thought it was like the funniest thing in the world. I'm like, you know what? That's like a life hack.
You see what I mean? They knew and they fixed it.
Yes, but at the same time, like, why would you trust somebody? Not that I do it because I do drive with pickups even more, but I am already going to the grocery store and I'm putting things in my cart and I have to unload it and then put it in my cart and then put it in the cart and then unload it at home. Like, I don't want to scan everything if I go shopping, right? And a lot of times when I go, it's because I'm buying a lot of like dumb shit.
Yeah.
A lot of it. So I don't want to sit there at self checkout and do it myself.
No, I just go to
But
the employee.
which I get it. They're trying to save maybe money on cashiers and maybe put them more on the floor and like just save overall budget. But that's a risk you have to be willing to take. Like, why would you
Yeah.
trust the customer to scan their own items? Because there's people for everything. Like, yeah, a lot of people will actually go and like be honest about it. But then there's people like this where they're like, maybe it happened on accident once. Like, they went to go scan it and the wing only scanned and they didn't notice it until they got home. Like, hey, why was, my trip to the grocery store so cheap? But then they're all like, life hack. I'm going to just scan the wing going on. And I mean, I'm scanning and I'm paying for something. It's just not the right quantity or quality or I guess money value.
Quantity.
Yeah. I think that's why I like Trader Joe's, because Trader Joe's actually takes your cart and they scan everything for you and they do it all for you. So that's
I love Trader
my
Joe's.
thing, right? But I know that when I've gone to like Food Max or something that don't have self checkout, sometimes I put stuff underneath like where the kids go in the car seat, and I forget that it's there, and I give them everything that I think I have, and then like by the time but they don't notice it either, and supposedly they have like a little mirror thing that they could see. Well, I go to my car and I realize I have something that's not bad, and I'm like, oh shit, I just walked away with free avocados, or oh, I walked away with free mouthwash or something,
Yeah. But I've also done that where, like, I don't know, we'll be having, like, let's say for Kathy's birthday party, we went and we bought sodas. So instead of taking out every single case of sodas, I'll just tell them, I have 5 Cokes, whatever. Well, then I leave one on the belt. So it's like, scan these, but I have 5 in the cart. And then they forget. So I'm like, well, that's not my fault. Like, I told you.
Yeah.
You just forgot to do it. And I'm too busy bagging groceries, so I'm not there, for a long time afterward. So I'm not watching you scan everything. But best believe if you overcharge me, I would tell you. But
Oh, heck
if you
yeah.
didn't, then like no. But I don't know. Like, should we be upset?
No.
Honestly, no.
In a way, it's a life hack, and I feel like I don't know if I would do it. But I feel like with the self checkout, they kind of made it very easy at the beginning, but they've gotten better.
Yeah.
Because now they have the cameras right there in front of self checkout, and
But even then, like honestly, like let's say like you're checking out with some avocados, and you know how they have the big avocados and then have the small avocados.
Yeah.
And say by accident you put the small avocado that's cheaper.
I've done that.
But it goes by weight, doesn't it?
Not always.
No, it goes sometimes by quantity.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like stuff like that, or where you have the small banana and the big banana, and sometimes they charge you by banana.
I've done that on accident.
How many bananas do you have? One
banana when you have like 5.
But like when you have a bunch, just like one bunch, but they mean like one literal banana.
Yeah. And you're like, wait, this banana was like 30 cents.
You're like, that's the cheapest bunch of bananas I've ever bought.
Right?
I went to I think it was a Walmart, and I was doing self checkout, or Target, I can't remember. Anyway, I went to one of those 2 stores, and I was gonna get a reusable bag because I forgot my bags. And I told the lady, "Oh, can I have 2 bags?" And she's like, "When you're done paying, I'll go ahead and give you 2 bags." I was like, "Okay." Like, do you think I'm not gonna put on their 2 bags?
Some people take their job seriously, right?
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, I never had that before. Do I look like I'm gonna steal?
That's
That's 10 cents. It's not that serious.
I was very offended.
I just thought the story was funny. I'm like, I can't really be mad or upset. I just thought it was a funny
That
story.
is funny.
Because I can
It was
totally see
funny.
that happening.
I mean, if a grocery store can catch it, McDonald's can catch it.
Right?
Or McDonald's just doesn't care. I'm sure they make enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should require a trigger warning. because I don't think they say anything bad, but it's like around like sexual assault. When someone you trust becomes the one who hurts you. I've carried this with me for a while now, and I think part of me just needs to let it out. Not to be judged, not to be forgiven, just to say it out loud and maybe understand it a little better myself. When I was 17, I got caught up in something that even now I struggle to define. It wasn't supposed to happen. It involved someone from my own family, someone older, someone who should have been a protector, not someone who blurred the lines the way he did. It didn't start with anything physical. It started with attention, little things, compliments that felt too personal, looks that lingered too long, conversations that felt like they were meant for someone older than me. At first, I told myself it was harmless. I liked the attention, I craved it. At that age, I was insecure, lonely, and trying to grow up too fast. I wanted to feel seen, and he saw me, but not in the way I really needed. Things escalated slowly, so slowly that it was easy to keep lying to myself about what it was. I kept telling myself I was in control, that I wasn't being manipulated, that he wouldn't cross any lines. But deep down, I think I knew. I just didn't want to admit that someone I trusted could be capable of something like that. There's a strange kind of shame that comes with being in a situation where you're technically old enough to understand what's happening, but still too young to really grasp the consequences. You feel guilty, like you let it happen, like maybe you were the one who invited it in, and that guilt sticks with you long after it's over. I never told anyone when it was happening. I didn't know how. Who would believe me? Who would listen without blaming me or turning it into some family scandal? So I kept it quiet. I acted normal. I smiled through dinners and holidays like everything was fine. But inside, I was confused. I felt sick. I didn't know if I was supposed to feel loved or violated. I didn't even know how to tell the difference back then. I kept going over it in my head, trying to rewrite the story so that it wasn't so dark, so complicated. But the truth is, it was both. It's taken me a long time to even begin unpacking what happened, and I still don't have all the answers. What I do know is that it affected how I see relationships, how I trust people, how I see myself. For a while, I felt broken, like something about me was wrong because of what I had been part of. But the older I get, the more I understand that I wasn't broken. I was just a girl who needed care, boundaries, and clarity, and didn't get them from the person who should have known better. That's not my fault. I'm sharing this now not for sympathy but for release, to remind myself that it's okay to hold complicated feelings, that I can both acknowledge that I felt something at the time and still recognize that it was a situation built on imbalance and emotional manipulation. I've started to forgive myself, not for what happened, but for how long I blamed myself for it. I'm still healing, still learning how to draw better boundaries, how to love myself in healthier ways, how to say no without guilt. I don't have it all figured out, but I'm trying, and I think that counts for something.
That's so sad. I almost feel like they were blaming themselves.
Yeah. And like that's how it always is. It's like whenever it's I don't know if it's always like whenever it's with like a family member or someone close like that, it's like they will always blame themselves because they don't want to ruin like the whole family
Dynamic.
facade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that.
That's crazy.
And also too, it's like uh he probably took advantage of the fact that, she was craving attention or, craving love and was like, "Oh, I see what you want. I can give that to you."
Did it say how old the victim, the person was, the one who was writing it when this
She
happened?
was 17 when it
Okay.
happened.
That's a young age though. That's like, I mean, you do know you're right from wrong by then, but at the same time, it's kind of like, what is it called when they're I forgot the name for it, when they're like trying to like butter you up for it, almost like they're
Oh, they're groomed?
Yeah.
like, it sounds like the person was grooming her.
For sure.
And just like shy of being a legal adult too.
Yeah.
I feel like even when you're like 17, you're literally still just a baby.
You really are. Like, you don't know anything at 17, 18, 19.
Heck
It's not until you
no.
hit your mid-20s when you actually start realizing things.
Yeah. That was a sad story, Nana.
I know. But like also too, that was like one of my biggest fears. Like when I first found out I was pregnant, I was like, I don't want to have a girl because there's so much that she's gonna have to look out for that I just don't want her to have to go through that, to always have to like keep an eye over her shoulder, you know?
Like the possibility.
Yeah, like I can only protect her so much, and then she's gonna go out into this world full of like, I mean, yeah, I know not every man is bad, but like there are men who are bad.
Yeah.
Whether it be family or not, like there are like evil men out there.
Mm-hmm. That's the sad part about being a parent. Like, trying to like do the best for your child and then thinking like, what if this happens? What if this happens? Like, there's only so much you can do as a person, and there's only so much you could teach them until they go out and venture themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I reached out to my toxic ex just to confirm that she still sucks at life, and she does. Back when I lived in California, I dated this girl named Tania, I don't know, for about 4 to 5 years. Easily the most toxic relationship I've ever been in. She cheated on me constantly, and for some reason, I kept taking her back. I don't even know why. Maybe I was just that hooked. She was this skinny, brown-skinned black girl who always had her nails done and looked like my ideal type. Plus, to this day, she gave the best head I've ever had. Like, scary good. She genuinely loved doing it like it was her superpower or something. Looking back, all the red flags were there from day one. We hooked up the first day we met, and before we were even dating, she told me she'd already been with 30 plus dudes. She was only 19 or 20 at the time. On top of that, she'd been through some heavy trauma. Sexually abused by one of her mom's boyfriends at 15. It was a lot. I should have taken that as a sign to keep my distance, but I didn't. Eventually, after years of getting cheated on, I finally had enough. I was 23 and said, F this. I dumped her and joined the army, just to get the hell away. 2 months after basic training, I met the actual love of my life during a pass in New York. We started dating, got married, and now we've been together 7 years with 2 amazing kids. But every once in a while, Tania would randomly pop into my head. Not in a I miss her way, more like a why didn't she chase after me like she did with the dude she cheated on me with? I tried to ignore it, but it lingered. Fast forward to a few months ago, I'm scrolling through TikTok, and this girl is telling a story about how she fumbled a good guy and he never recovered. Instantly, Tania came to mind. I had this random urge to know where she ended up. Like, did she ever grow up? Did she change? Or did she just continue the same nonsense? So I looked her up on Instagram and boom, I found her in 30 seconds. Sent a follow request. She accepted. And I slid in with the casual, wow, been a long time type of message. I had to play it cool. Couldn't just be like, hey, are you still a mess or what? Over the next few days, we caught up. That's when she told me she hasn't had a boyfriend since we broke up. I damn near choked laughing. Then she hits me with, I still have the promise ring and letters you gave me when we were 19. Bro, what? That's not sweet. That's concerning. Turns out she still works a minimum wage job in Cali, still lives at home with her mom, and has no man or kids in sight. She looked older but pretty much the same. And for some reason, all of that just made me feel really good inside. Not proud good, but petty good. Like, damn, I really did dodge a bullet. After a few days, I ghosted. Didn't feel right continuing the convo knowing I had no interest. She ended up spamming me with 3 long messages calling me a bitch for ghosting her. I laughed and blocked her and went back to living my very not miserable life. So yeah, I hit up my toxic ex just to confirm she's still down bad. And she is. Petty? Maybe. But also kind of therapeutic.
That was so weird. Like, what if she would have said she wasn't down bad? Then what would have happened?
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of mean.
Why is he chasing after this? Isn't he like with somebody?
Like, was he miserable?
Probably.
Probably. Miserable, bored, and sad.
You know how they say miserable likes company?
Misery likes company, yeah.
There we go. I was like, well, maybe he's like hoping, well, maybe I'm not doing that bad. Let me see how this person's doing. But then that could have backfired too. That could have totally
Yeah.
backfired and been like, oh, what if she was
That's
doing
so sad.
great? You know, she had a stable life, doing great for herself. She just went through a phase. Then what?
Yeah. Why does he have to like rain on her parade?
But also too, I feel like he really shouldn't have judged her for her body count. Only
Mm-mm.
because I know that a lot of times women who get sexually assaulted very young will usually like put their self-worth in sex.
Mhm.
And so she could have been going through that mentally. And so I feel like that part's kind of messed up. But yeah, he honestly kind of had no business hitting her up like that.
No, like, isn't he supposed to be like happily married and with love of
Yeah.
his life or whatever?
Like, did he miss her? Did he want to be back with her? And then she got crazy. So he was like, oh no, that's not what I want. Like, there was a possibility there where he wanted her back, huh?
I think all he thought
Probably.
about was that head.
Yeah, he did say he liked the head.
That's crazy.
That's too much.
That head got him coming back. That's why he kept taking her back.
Right? That's funny.
That sucks. I wonder what happened though. Maybe maybe she's lost and she like, she
Yeah,
needs to find
maybe.
herself.
Yeah, he doesn't know like her whole situation.
Right.
Which would make sense though, like the fact that she was SA'd and she like held on to their card or his cards and promise ring and stuff.
It was like the one good thing from her past that she held on to.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like a security.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. For her at least,
Yeah.
While working as a cashier, I would pay for people's groceries or I wouldn't scan items. I worked at Walmart as a cashier for several months, which sucked. Whenever there was someone who couldn't afford some items, which happened quite a lot, they would ask me to take a few things off the list due to them not being able to pay. Whenever that would happen, I would pull out my own money and pay the rest of the balance. I wasn't able to always do that, so I would tell them, don't worry about it, and I would take it off and still let them leave with everything. I would also do the same with friends and family. I know that's technically stealing, but if I ever got caught, I was 100% ready to take the blame, and thankfully that never happened. I feel bad for letting people steal, but I don't regret helping them out. So is he a good person or a bad person?
He has good intentions.
Yes, good intentions. He's like Robin Hood.
Yes.
Yes.
Side story, when I used to work at Payless, there was this girl who would, because we have like BOGO and we have like discounts and stuff, she would like do that to everybody, like all her friends and family. And I want to say, I can't remember the full story, but I don't know if she would keep the change or if she would just give them deals or something like that. Anyway, just the story, they found out and they threatened to take it to pursue a case
Legal.
or or have her just quit on the spot. And she decided to just leave because it was like it was a couple grand or something like that.
Oh shit.
I mean, I would look at it this way. Food eventually expires. It doesn't last forever. So, say there was a chance that this item that they were going to purchase that they couldn't afford, that this person, gave them for free or paid on their behalf, it was going to rot at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in reality, he was or she was helping to prevent more food waste within the store.
Yes.
So
That sounds
kind of helpful.
I mean, you could work it that way, I guess.
Look, if they were paying for the food for the person, at least you know what, it was getting paid for.
Yeah, good karma to them, pay it forward.
Yeah, it's like when you're at Starbucks in the line and you say, "I'm gonna pay for the person behind me," pay it forward.
Yeah, and or like the person in front of you pays for you.
Yeah,
and then the person behind you, then you ask, how much was it? And they're like, yeah, their order was like $50, and you're like, gonna pass on that,
No, then you're like, what about the person behind them?
Yeah.
I guess that's bad, but like, I don't know, it's like good at the same time.
Like, yeah, stealing's not nice, but
he would pay he or she would pay for some of the groceries, not all the time, but
like, have you ever been at the store and like, taken a couple grapes from a bag to taste them to see if they're good?
That's stealing.
Or like some blueberries.
And I'm pretty sure my grandma's done that. I can almost guarantee my grandma's done that.
I've taken grapes for Cammie.
Oh my god. So I haven't done that, but I have
But I bought it.
felt them to make sure that they're hard because I like it when they crunch. So I will like touch them, and same thing with like cucumbers. Or, like when I'm picking the produce, I'll like touch them and inspect them.
Okay, guys, wash your food.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to.
No, you're supposed to, but like
when we used to go, well, I don't know about you, Addis, but when me and Lily used to go, our younger sister, Lily, when we used to go grocery shopping with Mom, she would let us like eat like food from the store. Like if we wanted a bag of chips, if we wanted to like eat the chips right then and there, she would let us, and then we just take the empty bag to the front, and they would
register,
scan it, like when checkout. And I never thought that was a thing that you could do, but it makes sense because it's like you're gonna pay for it.
I mean, some people don't pay for it though.
Yeah, some people don't.
I was gonna say, like, I would feel so bad doing that because I would feel like they would be watching me and be like, "You better pay for that shit."
Yeah, I'd be like, "Don't worry, I'm gonna pay for it," and then watch your card doesn't work.
I don't know if that's legal though.
Technically, I think no. I think you're supposed to pay for it first, but
Oh, okay. Let me say.
Allegedly, we would do this.
But what are you gonna do? Like, you get to the register and you already ate the bag of chips. What are they gonna be like? No, you were supposed to pay for it before.
Well, it's kind of like when I went to Target, and I wanted to buy shoes because my feet were killing me. So I asked the lady, I'm like, "Can I wear these out and I'll just take the tag?" She's like, "Yeah, just take the tag and just wear them out." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, you bought them. What can they do?
You know what? I've seen that happen too, even with jeans. They're like, I want to wear these, but I'm wearing them. Like, can you just scan them? These are my old ones, type of thing. So I've seen that happen too.
They have to trust though, like that you're not gonna steal them.
Yeah,
it's kind of like iffy.
Yeah, because people could literally just walk out.
Yeah, if there's a will, there's a way. Like people are always gonna steal, or like even like how when you buy like a bunch of lemons, like sometimes they miscount and they charge you for like 12 instead of 15, or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Like shit happens, I guess.
It's kind of like when you give them your groceries and you're like, "Oh, I have 5 bell peppers in here," and they're not gonna trust you. They're gonna count them,
No, sometimes they do trust you. Like whenever I get a lot of bunches of like cilantro or like parsley or something, they'll ask me how many bunches, and I'll be like 3, and they're like, "Okay," and then they do their little clickety clack, and
I think as long as it looks reasonable, like some of them will be like, "Yeah, that looks like 3."
I mean, it's not like you're gonna grab like 8 and say 3.
I know. I'm like, I could have totally lied, and they would have believed me.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know how to lie.
Well, that's good to know.
Thank you so much for listening to our Storytime Sunday. Don't forget, if you want to submit a story, go down into the description, look for the email, and submit it through our email. You can also DM on our Brunch N Banter pod at Instagram or even TikTok. Stay tuned for our next Storytime Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.